Hello, and welcome to Useless Movie Reviews, the movie reviews that bear no relation to the actual movie it pretends to critique. This time, we're taking a look at the much anticipated Captain Marvel. You know, I came to this movie having heard all the tales of Brie Larson in interviews demanding that women are better than men and criticising middle-aged white dudes for being alive. And while I can sympathise with this sentiment when the crippling depression sets in, I have to say that on the whole, she's ironically just a bit of a dick. But I digress. So we start the movie in a slow-motion sequence where the good captain is suffering the PTSD aftermath of practicing an iconically difficult magic trick entitled The Disappearing Crayon, when she wakes to see she was reliving her childhood in a horrible dream. Trying to shake the horror of that day, she grabs the nearest liquid Ritalin receptacle and drinks in a new sunrise over her futuristic cityscape. Deciding the day is too nice to let her father sleep in, she goes and bangs on his door, asking if he's awake yet. The crayon dream again? This time it was a blue one. A blue one. So the father-daughter duo decide to spend some quality time training in self-defense. And later take a trip into town for some new clothes, a tube of deep heat, and a keg of Drambuie. During the train ride, her father takes the opportunity to remind her she still needs to choose the planet to visit for her final Galaxy Cultures exam, and reminds her that he can't help her with this one. If she runs into problems, she has to sort it out for herself until she gets picked up again. She reluctantly agrees. While in the city, she takes the opportunity to talk to her mum's hologram and asks where she went for her final exam. After taking a peek, she says it looks like a shithole, and what the hell is she wearing these days? Her mum said it was an easy planet to review, and as for the outfit, well, it cost her father a fortune, and that's all that matters. And what does she know about style anyway? With all that said, Marvel now knows what she needs to do. Having spent a small fortune of her dad's money on matching outfits for her going away party, she joins the rest of the students in the intergalactic taxi, and soon they set off to be dropped onto their respective choice of planets to start their final exams. And it's not long before she's taking a shuttle to the planet's surface. The planet, of course, is Earth, and we can tell this because, as usual, kids are crashing shit and being blamed for existing, the military planes are getting ready to launch, and the Fukushima Olympic swimming team are practicing in the warm glow of an early sunrise. Meanwhile, back in America, Marvel is making a collect call to Dad to let him know she arrived safely. He's shocked at first, believing she's calling for help before she's even started, but she's just missing him already, and also the arthritis in her left hand is getting worse apparently. Unfortunately, the call gets cut short because his credit card is maxed out. Having no money, Marvel decides to get a job, and lands one almost immediately looking after the elderly. But unfortunately, looking after dementia clients and the terminally baffled is not as easy as it first seemed, and she has to give it away. Next, she tries her hand at temp work, but it's a bit repetitive, and the only internet accessible from the work computer just seems to show that old alien autopsy footage from a while back. Thankfully, she has more luck with Earth magazines, and armed with a free pull-out wall chart explaining how women are great and can do anything better than any other gender, she decides to go out and try her hand at speed dating. Luckily, there's a bar close by, and she has a quick-fire question and answer round with someone she suspects is a lot older than they're letting on. Subsequently, they go out for a bit, but it all ends in catastrophe when he explains he just can't deal with a constant manspreading anymore, but they remain good friends nevertheless. She uses what little money she's stolen up until now to make another call to her dad, explaining she can't stand this shithole much more, and can he come and get her. He explains her time's not up yet, but he'll be there to pick her up as soon as he can when it is. She says she misses home, but she'll try to stick it out. Taking the woman can do anything wall chart to heart, she finds that being a modern woman in today's PC world has its perks, as she's now good at stealing and flying planes full of drugs for the CIA. And she also gets on well with a flying buddy from work. While inside her home, she confides what she's learnt from the magazine and explains women of the future will be able to heat water with the sheer power of their will. That's all well and good, says her mate, but it's not very helpful if you're still stuck in the kitchen and you don't even know how to make a hot drink once it's boiled. But this argument soon devolves back into more speed dating. Later that afternoon, she joins the Space Corps, and it's not long after that her father arrives to take her back home as she requested. He takes the time to explain how proud he is of her before she blasts him into a mountainside, and she minces over to tell him this world just doesn't need any more toxic masculinity, thank you very much. As she puts him back in his ship, she explains this movie wasn't made for middle-aged white dudes like him, whereupon he tries to explain he's only there to help because she asked him to. She'll have none of it though, and wastes no time in sending him on his way. Later that evening, she has dinner with her new wife, ex-boyfriend, and a couple of Japanese Olympic swimmers because she just loves diversity. And before you know it, she's forcing an African American to entertain her while she does a half-assed job at the washing up. Later still, when it's just her and her lover, they make love the only way the captain knows how, and instantly have a child together. But there's no rest for the wicked, and now it's off to work for our new hero, saving the galaxy to earn a crust for her new family to survive and pay taxes. Unfortunately, proving that it really doesn't matter what gender you are, what colour you are, what race you are, or even how much radiation you picked up along the way. The real message in life is, of course, as long as you play a game by the rules of a broken system, you're just as screwed as everyone else, regardless of who or what you are. The end. Hey, thanks for watching this pile of garbage. If you giggled at least a little, I pray to the subscription gods that you'll find your way to the button below to show your unwavering support for this content. And I'll see you next time.